He's got the berserk cape. He's got armor. He's got cool looking gauntlets. Zoro looks like a clown. It's time. Chapter 1127. Adventure in the land of... It's time. We're on Elbaf. Adventure in the land of... That's a new arc. Oh my god, it's actually gonna be Elbaf. Well, I say Elbaf. It might actually be an island, like, off of Elbaf, in the same way there was, like, that small... What was it, green bit? Off of Dressrosa. So, we'll see. We'll see. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. The kidnappings weigh heavily on Dogstorm, Daimyo of Kuri. Well, damn. I still have no idea what's going on in this Wano situation, by the way. I've got, like, no clue. I thought for a second there might be, like a secret gathering festival thing going on, but it seems like it's been going on for so long, and, like, a lot of characters are taking it seriously, that I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Have you noticed how everyone's now eating in Wano? Yes, it's been like a consistent theme throughout. I like it. Probably black bread arrived there already. I know you're talking about Blackbeard. It just sounds funny because we were just talking about eating, but yeah. Big Mom collecting souls. If that happened, that would be kind of cool. Like, Big Mom is literally just pulling souls into the underworld. That would be cool. Okay. Let's get into it. There's a fire. Put it out with spring water. What is that smell? Bro, are we just, like, jumping in? Is it from the forest? It spreads to Yggdrasil! Ladies and gentlemen, we got him! What the hell am I reading? Then our country is finished. We should report to the sun god? Clearly there's some funny business afoot. There's no reason the Stingmores would have fallen from the sky. Okay, by the way, my prediction still stands. I think there is a 50% chance that the eye patch pirate is going to be Joy Boy, but I also think there is a 50% chance that at the bottom of the world tree is Mimir, where there's the well, and Luffy will lose one eye for knowledge of probably the Void Century, and that's where we're going to get the eye patch pirate. Why do I say that? Because it's one of the coolest myths in Norse. We actually got the world tree. We actually got the world tree. Yes! I think the burning of the world tree will signal Ragnarok, and it's gonna start the war, by the way. So I do think that we are 100% in on the big war zone. Okay. I thought Zoro already lost one eye. Zoro doesn't count. Zoro doesn't count. Okay, but what am I even reading? Are we just, like, already on... What even is this? Also, wait. All the buildings are like Lego. We are still going with the Lego thing. I've got no idea what's going on. This tree seems to be a lot thinner than what we've seen before. It does look, like, oddly small, but in some depictions of Norse... like, the world tree is kind of like, it's, like, very narrow, but it's extremely tall, and, like, it spreads out over all of heaven. You know, it, like, covers everything. So it really depends on, and also, like, in some depictions, there are, like, layers to the world tree, right? So one, like, goes to the bottom of, what's it called? Niflheim, I think? I think so. And, like, the other one spreads up to the thingy, you know? There are different depictions of it. So, we'll see. We'll see. And the Stingmores. Okay. From what those say in the forest, that rumbling earlier, was the sound of the ear god collapsing? What the hell am I even reading? Impossible. What could cause that titanic rabbit to fall? It's Luffy, isn't it? I am so confused. Big Stein Castle. It's still alive. What is with these horrible giant bees? Good morning, Nami. Where are we? I don't know. I thought we were riding on the giants' ship. Is Nami just, like, blasting? Steins equals stone? Oh, wow, the castle is named Big Stone Castle? Incredible. I think we'll see Odin, Njord, and some other characters. If we see Njord, we need to have some sort of interaction with Nami. We absolutely need to. Like, we need to see a scene where Nami is just like, oh, what is this? What is this currency you have? Because it's probably not going to be berries, right? I am so very confused. What would happen if Green Bull shows up and decides to somehow become one of the world trees? I think there are interesting theories to be had around, like for example, Green Bull's zone, not a zone, but his devil fruit, and like an awakening of sorts. Something like that. The myth depiction doesn't matter. I mean, the one we saw in Big Mom's flashback. Yeah, Big Mom's flashback with the whole, like, Pandora thing, that's like, I need to go back and I think I need to reread that at this point. Realized Lego is out of Danish origins, makes sense for Norse Island. I still think that all of this Lego stuff is low-key. I don't have any evidence for it whatsoever, but I don't think, like, and that's what I meant, that there might be a chance of like, us not actually being on Elbaf proper yet. It's like the first thing I said last time, right? Because, like, Oda also wrote in the, what was it called? Like, the green fairy drink. The one I didn't know was an actual thing IRL, but it is. So, he wrote in, like, the specific kind of alcohol who gives, like, visions and stuff, right? Absinthe, that's the one. So, I think, like, Oda deliberately has already planted the idea of something like that, and I think Loki will also play into all of this, like, because, again, Loki is something we know exists in the story. We'll see. Let's see. Someone come and save me, please. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. I'll even settle for Usopp. Am I going crazy? I don't even remember anything. Where am I? Is this a dream? What castle is this? Hey, Nami! Oh, that's Usopp's voice. Oh, no. Nami stepped on Lego. That's bad. What's going on with the ground? It's all bumpy. Oh, wow, it's Chopper. We got Chopper. How horrible to be running around Lego floors. I don't want to throw any shade at our city streets, but here in Riga, we have a lot of these, like, culturally historical relevant streets where, like, it's made up of these massive like blocks, and it might as well be running on giant Lego bricks. You can break your ankle in about 50 different ways because it's just historical. I've said millions of times they need to dig it all up and replace it. Because it's not good to walk on. It's not. It basically feels like you'd be walking on giant Lego. It's real bad. What the hell even is this? Why does Nami just have a sword because it's like Norse land? Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Usopp, where are you? I'm down here. What the hell? What? Save me! You're supposed to save me. What even is that monster? This reminds me of the cat dude from Ni no Kuni. I'm in trouble over here too. What is this, some kind of castle of monsters? Extend Zeus! I can do that. I am so confused. This does look like the cat from Ni no Kuni though, hold on. Like, tell me this isn't, like, literally beat for beat the same thing. This guy right here. Literally looks like the same exact thing. Whatever, just zap it. That's inspired from Alice in Wonderland? I think so too, yeah. I think so too. I want to see Nami using Zeus against Thor. I was about to ask about that. Like, do we now have this weird clash between, like, mythological gods of sorts? That would be interesting. I swear the cat is Loki and he ate the Cheshire cat mythical zone fruit. I think you're right about it being Loki. I don't have enough evidence to say anything about any kind of fruits yet, though, because right now I'm just trying to take in anything that's happening. Because apparently Yggdrasil is, like, about to catch a blaze, and Nami and Usopp are in some sort of weird castle and everything is bad. Why does Usopp have a beard? What? I have a bad feeling about this, me too. What have you figured out so far, Usopp? Same thing as you, right? I woke up and I was here. I remember we were getting drunk on the Giants' ship and... That's right, that alcohol. Didn't he say it would make us hallucinate? I think this is it. I think this is it. I think we're either getting hallucinations or deliberate Loki shenanigans. But it does seem like they're actually sustaining damage. Usopp looks like he's straight out of Asterix and Obelix book. He does. He absolutely does. I love his design. This is already one of my favorite Usopp designs in the entire story. Why does he not have a hammer, though? Why is he just a dude? It's a dead end. We're so high up. You mentioned hallucinations, Nami. Maybe that means this cat is just a vision and it's not really here. Hallucinations can't hurt me. Why do we get like a Nami reaction shot as Usopp is just getting the living hell bashed out of him? I am so very confused. The Nami reaction shot is perfect though. I can already imagine yoinking this panel right here and using it as a reaction shot. Nami's sword keeps disappearing? It does. It very much does. I'll just write it down to an angle right now. We'll just write it down to the angle for now. If not, then we can start looking into it. And for some reason, the castle is not crumbling like Lego. It is actually breaking up in chunks. Okay, yeah, and she again doesn't have the sword. What the hell? What in the Elden Ring is this? Why is it a lion now? We're done for. Usopp, get up, open your eyes, we're about to die. You know what I think this might be? This might be like a weird trial they're undergoing. I think the sword is her climate attack. I don't think it is. Because the thing she has on her back, that is definitely a sword. I don't know, we'll look at it later, we'll look at it later. Don't use me as a shield. Oh, Nami? What? For the crime of making my beloved cry, death. Gear 4, Gum Gum Elephant, 3 Sword Style, Black Rope Dragon. Bro, they're just gonna cook it alive. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, okay. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Why is Luffy saying Gear 4 and he's using a inflated leg? That's not Gear 4. Is there anything else here? I mean, the sword in Zoro's mouth is the other way now. Sanji is kicking with his left leg. It's hallucinations. It is either these are not even real Straw Hats, or something is just completely off. Because even if you go back, wait, hold on, even if you go back to the Lego floor thing, even that is not consistent. Even the Lego floor is not all Legos. I mean, I guess you could say it's different tiles, but still. Okay, let's keep going. What are you wearing, Zoro? Oh my god. Oh no. Bro, you look like a clown. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. The heck? It turned into a cat. I'll pass on this one. That roast rabbit earlier was tasty enough already. Hee. That's kind of messed up. Nami, you had me worried. I was so scared, Sanji. Poor Usopp is dead. I was so scared, Sanji. Poor Usopp's dead. Alive, I'm alive. I'm going to remember that you used me as a shield. Not again? There's some other huge creatures around here too. If they taste good, it's worth the trouble to whoop them. Luffy's drip is really cool. Luffy looks awesome. Luffy's design I love. Zoro, on the other hand... I don't like Zoro. Sanji with the scarf is 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those situations where I'm just like, yeah, like Sanji's design, for some reason in this situation, and by some reason, I mean he just has the guts cape, he clears Zoro 10 times over, it's not even close. What the hell are Zoro's, like, shoulder guards? Is he like a hunter in World of Warcraft? They look so ugly. What is this tunic? Zipped up by like some weird thingies. Sanji looks like the goat. He's got the berserk cape. He's got armor. He's got cool looking gauntlets. Zoro looks like a clown. Oh no. Of all the people that could have disrespected, it's Zoro. Oh no. Oh no. Rogue tier 1 shoulders from molten core. Oh my god, I think you're right. Hold on. Is it what I'm thinking of? No, these are not what I'm thinking of. These are not quite accurate. They're ones that literally have like the fur around them. I think they're I don't remember which tier it is, which tier set it was. But there is armor in WoW that looks exactly like this. And I hate it. It's so ugly. Oh no. Okay, let me finish reading. Finding the sea and our ship comes first. We don't know how the rest of the crew are doing. Speaking of food, how about that hive and all the bees you knocked out? That's a respectable food source. Honey is very nutritious. Why are you all so comfortable here? Where are we? And that's it. Okay, let me look at all the weirdness. Okay, I mean, Sanji's sword goes from his belt to his back. Luffy's weapon goes from an axe to a sword. Zoro's swords switch direction. Also, doesn't Sanji's belt slightly change? But okay, it's hard to make out. Hard to make out. Yeah, some's fishy. Some's fishy. No straw hat? Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. He literally doesn't even have the straw hat. You're right. Luffy never shows his eyes. That I'm not like totally sold on. Like Luffy, grammar. Us not seeing Luffy's eyes, that's not like a super big deal to me. It's not. It's more so the fact that there are so many things in this chapter that just like, because when you started talking about Nami not having the sword, I'm just like, that's an error, right? That's just an error. Like, why are we even talking about this? But, like, you know me. Every single time a specific plot device that doesn't make sense is introduced, that's a Chekhov's gun. Like, you don't randomly write in things that don't make sense. And I'm already on guard because Loki exists. My first assumption for all of this is that these are Loki shenanigans. And at first, you look at Nami's sword and it's just like, yeah, sure, why not? He's just switching positions. This is not a big deal. But the more you look at it, the more none of it makes any sense. Tattoo 2? The tattoo is like another thing that, you know, like in some shots you might be able to see, in some shots you might not be able to see. It's a shadow, you know, whatever. But there is way too much stuff for it to be a coincidence, in my opinion. Like, I don't think this is a situation where something's like an error or something. There's too many inconsistencies to say that there are mistakes. Exactly. And I think the biggest one, by the way, the one I didn't even pick up on because I was just looking at cool designs. The fact that Luffy doesn't have his straw hat, like, anywhere, that to me is like the biggest red flag. Because that just doesn't make sense. The village in the beginning, it's a human Lego village because they call bees and bunny ear goddess giants. I've got no idea. I've got no clue what's going on with the village at the start. That's the thing that like confused me the most. It's just like we suddenly open in this village and they're just talking about random bees falling from the sky and like Yggdrasil's about to catch a blaze. Sun god, ear god. Like what? There's someone pretending to be the real sun god taking advantage of the fables. Luffy, we prove to be the real sun god? I can see something like that, yeah. Sanji and Zoro are also saying the opposite of what they normally say. I don't really want to even get stuck, like at this point, basically my takeaway from this chapter thus far, I'm not really focusing on the Straw Hats themselves, I'm focusing on everything else around them shifting, right? So like for now, I'm gonna assume that the characters we see, they are the real characters, right? For now, just as an assumption. But I think the things that are happening in their immediate surroundings imply that they're not fully aware of what is actually going on. Right? Like Sanji seemingly kicking with his left hand, even though... Not his left hand, his left leg. Even though his right leg is the one that's being charged up. Luffy gear 4, using gear 3. Zoro's sword switching directions. Nami's sword disappearing, Luffy's weapons disappearing and appearing at, like, random times. Like, he doesn't have a weapon here. He has a sword there. He has an axe here. There are too many things that just don't make any sense. So instead of, I think, like, instead of saying anything about the characters, I think we are basically being put in the headspace of the Straw Hats themselves, where nothing is adding up, right? It's the same thing I always say with Attack on Titan. One of the greatest things about Attack on Titan is that it purposely, like, the direction always puts you in the headspace of the character it wants you to feel, right? So even the bad guys, with no spoilers, even the bad guys will sometimes get extremely emotional scenes where you're actually like, ayo, because that's what the director wants you to feel. And I think this is one of those instances where we are not explicitly being told that something is off, but through this external, almost fourth wall breaking manner, our brains are being scrambled in the same way that the Straw Hats are, right? Like, we, right now, our point of view character is Nami. Our point of view character is absolutely Nami and maybe Usopp. I think Nami is the one that's supposed to be the most explicit. Nami is supposed to be the narrator for what we are seeing. So that is my assumption. Chopper is out to promote the live action? Bro, I think you're right. I think you're right because he's not even here. My poor boy, where is he? Where is he? Maybe he's being cooked. Literally. Sanji is scared of bugs? Is Sanji scared of bugs? I don't even know about that. Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy attack name patterns wrong. It is, yeah. It is. If it was just the Nami stuff, I would absolutely be down with just saying that it's like, it's just a mistake. And that's it. But there are too many things. Way too many things for it to be like an oversight, in my opinion. I think the fairest shout right now is not that it's like Loki, but that it's the absinthe, right? Nami has never seen Gear 4, right? So maybe that's why that part doesn't match up. This is an interesting conundrum you bring up, because when it comes to the Straw Hats' attack patterns, there are a lot of things that I feel like a lot of them just accept as just a thing, and we don't really ever know how much of them they're actually aware. You know, I think Gear 5 was... I might be wrong on this, I don't remember. The Straw Hats hadn't seen Gear 5, right? Like, that was an actual thing that they learned of an Egghead at some point. I'm pretty sure, anyway. Because that was like an actual development. By the way, the biggest reason why I think all of this is just like shenanigans is because the only other giant island that we've had in the series, Little Garden, for some reason, the little girl whose name I forget didn't have a devil fruit. She was just using hypnosis. Doesn't that sound very familiar to what we're witnessing right now? The only other giant island we've had in the series had weird shenanigans that were deceptive. Literally the same thing. How did they even arrive to Elbaf to begin with? Like, they couldn't have not seen the island when they were with the giant. And that's why I think there is... Like, right now, my assumption was that they somehow got yoinked by Loki. We looked at the, like, old tales from Norse. There isn't really anything about, like, Loki yoinking a ship or something. There really isn't anything like that. It seems weird that their ship just literally up and vanished, you know? Like, that's the thing that gets me the most. It's not the fact that they don't know where they are or whatever, it's that the whole ship just literally poofed out of existence. Can someone elaborate on whether Sanji's eyebrows change when he attacks or not? Because in the first panel, they were wrong. The Sanji eyebrows changing was a thing in Wano when he was going super hard, like his Germa genes activated, and they did change. That was a thing in Wano. And you are right that they also change here. So I don't know if that's supposed to be like another clue that something is off. In the first panel where he's charging up the kick, they're in the opposite direction, yeah? They're like correct, I guess. Or wrong, I guess, with Sanji. And then they just flip back. Not sure about that one. But that was a thing in Wano. That was an actual thing in Wano. The green fairy is probably a real person and a devil fruit eater behind this. I think there's a decent chance that it's a devil fruit user, but I think there's also a decent chance that there is like a... What was her name? Miss Goldenweek? Yeah, so So she doesn't have a devil fruit. She just did shenanigans that somehow happened. What did she have? Why is Egg Kid on here? Oh. So I guess we just saw her in one of the... Yeah, I guess we saw her, like, on the cover or something. Not on the cover, but, like, in the thingies. So there is precedent for weird, like, deceptive shenanigans. And where did this happen? Of course, Little Garden. The only other giant arc we've had. Right? So even if it's not, like, supposed to be an in-universe connection between Baroque works and the giants, because there really isn't any, thematically is the same thing again. They didn't really see Gear 5 in Wano, just I could. Yeah, and I see someone else saying that Nami did see Gear 5 in Wano. I'm not entirely sure about that, and that's what I mean, like, these who has seen certain forms, that's always like a how much do you just write down to it being a story, and there not really being, like, this informational symmetry between who has seen who. Someone did tell Nami to where did I leave off? Hold on. To wake up for someone, for some reason, nobody was there except those bees. Maybe it's someone in the real world trying to wake her up. It could be something like that. Not even hypnosis, it was the power of suggestion manifesting through color schemes, which doesn't make any sense, right? It's like, what? How does that even work? It could be something like that again. Yggdrasil has 9 realms, maybe there were actual humans, elves, dwarves, and giants. I think, like, the whole 9 realms thing, it does, depend a little bit on the versions. Because in some, it's like, there are giants, but they're, like, fire giants, right? And stuff like that. So, it's hard to say. It was Muspelheim? Muspelheim? I don't know. That's like the land of fire giants. So I don't really know if you should, like, look at it that way. Like that they're divided or something. Not entirely sure about that. Why are people arguing about Conqueror's hockey? I don't care about Conqueror's hockey, I don't know. Yeah, it's confirmed that Miss Goldenweek, this confused me too. People corrected me all the time. She does not have a devil fruit. She does not. Devil. There it is. She and Mr. 4 are the only officer agents who do not possess a devil fruit ability. This doesn't make sense to me either, just so we're clear. I was very confused about this as well. I had no idea whether this was a thing. I assumed it's a devil fruit. It's not. It's not. I don't know why, but it's not. Apparently, it's not. Luffy broke through the roof and she saw Luffy set in Gear 5. Yeah, but, like, what does seeing in that context mean, you know? It's not really important anyway, I think. And she did see Gear 4 against Cracker, definitely. Yes. And they've all seen Gear 3, right? So I think at least Nami has seen every gear, theoretically. But like I said, I don't think, like, even informational symmetry with those kinds of specifics is really what's meant to be focused on here. I think it's, like, very obvious that something is wrong and something is constantly shifting and changing. I just refuse to believe that, like, look at this. In the same panel where Luffy has a sword and Sanji has a sword by his side, in literally the next panels, Luffy's sword is now an axe and Sanji's sword is now on his back. To be fair though, wait, hold on. He might have yeah, never mind. He does have multiple swords. Never mind. He does have multiple swords. Yeah, because in the previous one, he also has 2 swords. Well, not even 2, but just at least 1 on his back. Never mind. So the Sanji thing could be wrong. Yeah, I've got no idea. I am so very confused. Maybe after they got drunk, they went back to the ship and Zoro decided to drive and navigate the Sunny. Bro, if that is what happened, yes. Yes. If that is actually what happened, that they are lost because Zoro got to guide the ship, finally, we'll get an A/B test of what it looks like when Sanji is weird and messes up an arc, and now Zoro. Because a lot of Fishman Island is predicated on the thing that Sanji is being a weirdo, right? So theoretically, now that Zoro could have messed up, it will be interesting to A/B test the outcomes. Where one of them is already a lot more fun than the other. Just putting it out there. Yeah, Django is another one, right? Like, he used a bunch of hallucinations and stuff. Zoro's drip is very similar to the Beast Pirates. That's what I thought with Nami. When we first saw, Nami's clothes, that doesn't look like Elbaf. That looks like the Beast Pirates thing. She looks like she has, like, the Kaido thing. You know? Like, Usopp is obviously a Viking. Luffy is obviously a Viking. Sanji just looks like a weird gladiator, like nomad type of dude. Zoro looks like a clown. If this is Zoro's drip throughout the arc, it's gonna be my least favorite drip of all time. I'm gonna be real with you, like just straight up. Zoro's drip does not look good. I don't like it. I don't. There are memes about Zoro driving into other animes, getting to laugh tail. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I hope it is an actual thing that has happened. I do. Yggdrasil should be thicker. We talked about that a bit at the start of the stream, yeah. It really depends on how it's being portrayed, right? Like, there is a chance that this is like the width of it. And there's also a chance that it's like, it really depends on when we actually see what it is, right? Because right now, it could look weird because we're not, like, right next to it. It could be weird because it's, like, supposed to be almost a skybox. There are a bunch of different ways it's been depicted in a bunch of different things. So, it's hard to say, like, how big it's supposed to be, really. Because in a lot of the Elbaf imagery we got, like, before we reached Elbaf itself, it was massive, right? Like, it took up most of the island. It was, like, huge. So, basically, let me see if I can find a picture of this. Hold on. This one works, right? So, in a lot of different depictions of like, Norse stuff, what you see... This is from 3 years ago. Oh my god, it's the One Piece. Yeah, it's the One Piece subreddit. Of course it is. So, in a lot of different depictions of Norse stuff, it's not as simple as there just being the world tree, right? There are like there's a tree in Midgard, right? This is the one that connects, I think, to Niflheim or something. No, that connects there. But basically, it depends on where you're looking at it, right? And depending on the story, a bunch of stories explore the tree basically being in Asgard already. So you're not really seeing the tree itself. You would be seeing the tree as if it was in Asgard, right? But really, a lot of shows typically, and not a lot of shows, but a lot of stories would typically present it as just taking up the entire sky. Right, that's what Valheim does. If you look at Valheim's skybox, in Valheim, for example, the roots of the tree are like literally everywhere. They just go like through the entire sky, right? So it just depends on how you wanna actually show it. I'm sharing the wrong screen. What? Oh yeah, I am. Whoops. Hold on. Which one are you seeing? Oh, this one right here. So what I said. The Asgard thing right here, right? So, if you were in Midgard, the land of humans, it should be massive. And if you go to Valheim Skybox, Valheim depicts it as literally taking up the entire sky, right? Like, if you look up in Valheim, you just see the roots of the tree, like, literally across the entire horizon. It is infinite. Other stories, though, depict it as just like a tree, as if you were at the top of Asgard. So it depends on what Oda wants to do, and like the tree we see here might not actually be like the final tree that we're supposed to be looking at. It all depends on what kind of shenanigans we are witnessing right now, basically. So it might be thicker, it might be smaller, because for example, even good old Sword Art Online, Yggdrasil. Even good old Sword Art Online depicted Yggdrasil as like this, right? So it wasn't really like a tree, it was just like a weird pillar thingy. It's been depicted in a lot of different ways. We don't even know how far the tree is exactly, right? And we could be looking at the tree, and it could literally be the skybox. So it looks like just like this small pillar, but really it could be all across the entire sky. It's really hard to say what we're looking at. Exactly, yeah. So what we've seen before with Elbaf is that the tree is literally like this, right? This is what we've seen before. Like, the tree is the island. Like, the island is just the tree. That's about it. So, I don't know what we're looking at, basically. I don't. Whether or not it's like weird shenanigans, or we are like at the top of Yggdrasil already, or something like that. It's just, it all depends on what Oda is doing right now. Straight up. Basically, to sum up my thoughts on this chapter, right? Because I think we're going in circles now. I definitely think there are like shenanigans afoot. Either it's just the absinthe, or the green fairy is an actual character, or like Nami is still somehow isolated, and right now she's seeing just like visions of some sort of trial or something like that. Point is, I don't think everything we are seeing are mistakes. I think these are actual explicit visions. That is number one. Number two, where is Chopper? Basically, what I really hope happens is that like the first like introduction to the arc is just we don't really understand what's going on, because I think that would be the perfect lead into the inevitable Loki thing. I hope so anyway. I really do. Oh, having one big island with multiple regions like Wano makes sense. That is usually what Oda has done, yeah. That's usually how he does islands. It was the same thing with Dressrosa, right? I think it just helps him with like structuring the story where you could have characters in different regions. Even Sabaody, he purposely wrote Sabaody to be like structured in different regions. I think Oda does that very, very purposely, so I think you're probably right. I don't think like Elbaf is like a single unit. Alabasta 2, yes. Elbaf episode. Yeah, this is another good example, yeah. Like right here. Like the tree takes up like most of the sky. Drunk Kingdom, Punk Hazard. Yeah, exactly. Whole Cake Island was structured in zones. That's just how Oda does it. He basically writes his arcs like they were theme parks, you know? All of Oda's arcs are basically like theme park adventures where like he specifically puts certain characters in certain places, and then they ultimately converge on like the big boss, usually, right? It's just how he does things. A little kid who wanted to be with Shanks, he might become friends with Luffy. I hope so. I hope we see more of that. I really do. It would be cool if like Elbaf finds out about Luffy and like it's the kid who Shanks protected initially. I think it'd be cool. I am so locked in for Elbaf though. You have no idea how locked in I am. I am so excited. I am so excited for this. I don't even know. I guess we probably have a break after this, right? Because we've had like so many chapters in a row. There must be a break next week. There is. Yeah, there is a break next week. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I guess I probably won't be on for the next couple of days because, like I said, I'm already sort of behind schedule on the next main channel video. So I will lock in on that, but I hope to stream a bit more throughout the week. That's the plan anyway. There's been a bunch of stuff that I meant to talk, that I've wanted to talk about. Not really to do with One Piece or anything, but just like random stuff. But it's been a real busy week for me. It's been a real busy week, so we'll see what happens. Alright, thank you for joining me, and then I shall see you back whenever I see you back. Have a good start of your week, and I will see you sometime. That's it. Bye-bye.